welcome to another episode of Hostile Therapy with your host, Big Red. And returning for another episode is Alexa.
What's up, y'all?
And we got a guest coming from his own personal podcast called Reggie's Expressions. Reggie, welcome to the
Yes,
show,
sir.
man.
How you doing?
Doing
Glad
all
to
right?
be here, man.
Show off that merchandise, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Reggie's Expressions here. Go check it out.
I don't think we can. Can you see? Can we see the bottom? Okay, there you go.
So
Can you
when
see
I have
my?
a mask on.
Oh, never mind.
We're not doing
yeah,
that.
Reggie's Expressions. Yeah.
It's PG-13.
I got to mess with y'all.
Tell us about your show, your podcast, man. What's it about?
So yes, I've been doing podcasting for about 2 years now, and you start to see a lot of people doing their thing, and that's how kind of I met Mr. Big Red, is what I call him. But long story short, my podcast is over a plethora of things. It's really about, at the core of it, about being kind to yourself and being kind to others. And I am a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. So I have my husband, and kind of my inspiration. My mom, unfortunately, suffered from mental illness, and as a result, she didn't really have a voice. Oh, hey, Free. That's my homegirl, Free. But long story short, she didn't have a voice to be able to, properly speak for herself. So when she passed away in February, I took that as my charge to, speak up for others. So right now we're dipping into the, going to the LGBTQIA plus community, breaking down some of the stereotypes so we can get to the deeper issues of our culture, which is, the homophobia that exists under the surface there. So that's a little bit about what I do.
Because I think I have some questions, because
Okay.
I may be ignorant too. Alexa may have some questions for you. We'll deal with them, throughout the show, because some of the subject matters that we got going on today, I think we're going to have to ask some questions, because we may just don't understand.
Right. No, absolutely. I got you. No worries.
And that's, that's the thing, is people got to be able to talk and listen, and then to see if you can come to understand. You may not agree, but at least you get to listen to the other side, and maybe you can change your mind. You ain't gonna be able to change everybody's mind, because some people didn't even like Jesus. They killed him.
That's true.
So
you're right. They did.
And I'm right up underneath Jesus.
Right.
So what they gonna do to me?
That light is coming from a lightning bolt that's getting ready.
I said underneath. I said right underneath.
Just right in the
right
middle.
underneath.
Right in the middle. Get her.
All right. Hello to the other person there. I don't know what your name is on there. I can't say it.
S3 knows. That's my buddy Sam also. He's pretty cool. They coming out representing, my people coming out representing Free.
I see them coming out.
And Sam. So thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Well, since they're coming out here representing, I know, well, actually both of y'all, but I've just found out that you do some poetry. That's why I've heard. That's the word on the street.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah, Reggie. Yeah.
So yes, because it's funny. Red was like, "Hey man, we do this poetry type thing," and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." Because I used to write poetry back in the day. I was like, "Absolutely, for sure." So I go and I look at my old books, and I'm just going down, old memory lane, and I'm looking at some of the stuff that I wrote. I was, disassociated, like depressed kind of stuff. And he was like, "Nah, man, it's not. We trying to uplift people. We don't want to make them sad." So I was like, "Oh, I got you, dog." So yeah, I do. You couldn't tell me I was gonna be no writer back in the day. I wasn't gonna be no writer, no poet. So my book here, I started it when I was in the military. So, which was in 1999, and then I wrote about old boyfriends and shit. Girl, you don't even want to know, honey.
Are you gonna publish it? Are you gonna publish?
No, because that's for me. You know what I'm saying? So I can see my progression.
No, I got you. Trust me, I
know what's going on.
I know.
Well, let's just see what both of y'all got in store for us and the segment we like to call the Poetry Baby. All right, Reggie, you are up to bat first because Alexa didn't want to do it because she was scared.
Are you talking about me?
Oh, don't do that to me. Don't do it.
Since this is my first time on, you know, I was voluntold to do it. And I came up with this, you know, just thinking about it because I get up quite early in the morning. So my shift starts at about 7. Oh shit. Thanks, Free. I appreciate you. You know I love you, girl.
Yes.
But this one is called "Why Am I So Damn Sleepy?" Okay.
Right.
All right.
Feel it.
I hear my alarm and it's too damn loud. It's time for me to get up and I'm not too proud. I was up all night on Facebook and IG looking for that damn meme about R. Kelly that I didn't get to see. All I need is 10 more minutes of sleep. So I hit that snooze button while I pee. That I have to be to work at my desk for another 8 hours. Oh shit, I don't overslept because I hit the snooze button and not I hit the power button. No, I hit the snooze. I didn't hit the snooze. I hit the power. I fucked it up. But anyway, that's what it was. So instead of hitting the snooze button, I hit the power. Turn the phone off. So I'm gonna go ahead and just call out of work. I'm not even going in at this point. I'm 2 hours behind. They're gonna give me a point anyway. So shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I done did that so many times.
Are you going to tell your job why you're calling out though? The real reason?
It don't matter.
Because you were up late looking for the meeting.
No. I was, I was sleeping. No, I was just really sick. You know, sometimes it happens, and I just need. No. We call it mental health days now. You know what I'm saying? So I needed a mental health day.
You gotta take them. You have to take them.
You know what I'm saying? But don't tell them because I might get in trouble for it.
Very private show, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't tell them.
Private show with Reggie doing his poetry. All right. Up to bat next.
Oh,
she's saying she's saving the best for last.
The time came so soon. Okay, so you know what? Since you want to say I didn't want to do it and all that, let's just go ahead and tell the whole story. I have not been in the most chippery mood, and so I didn't have anything funny and uplifting. Okay, and so that's why I didn't want to do it because all my poetry lately has been a little bit on the dark side. So, anyways, long story short, I tried, y'all. Y'all got to give me 2 points for trying. This is holiday season. I try to write something that was in holiday style. I literally wrote this today. Okay. Matter of fact, I was on the phone with my writing partner early. We have a session every morning. I was on the phone with my writing partner, and I just said, "Listen, I just have to do this." I came back out. So that's the backstory behind me not wanting to do it. Here we go. Okay. Anyways. And I got to read it because, like I said, I just wrote it. I've seen this season come and go, and I know this to be true. Poor victims get caught and skinned alive for sneaking mama's food. No need to fear the Candyman or even Bloody Mary. Freddie, Jason, and the rest combined would not be scary. I speak of the wrath of a girl undone. She once was sweet and dandy. I speak of the pain of a woman scorned when someone stole her candy. Now it started with the now and laters. I saved some, both for now and later. Had no idea this foul behavior was growing fast like mold. I looked in my drawer where I knew I left them, tripping inside, because I know where I kept them. Out loud, I screamed, I will find you, and I will crush you slow. I speak of the wrath of a girl undone. She once was sweet and dandy. I speak of the pain of a woman scorned when somebody stole her candy. Icing is meant to be sweet and spread on top of a cake. Well, I had grown bitter from these past transgressions and ill-witted mistakes. After a long and ugly workday, I reached behind my fruit bowl because I had enough. I just wanted one taste of my hidden chocolate cup. Hot damn! I've been got again. The devil show is busy. I can't remember when I snapped because I was still feeling kind of dizzy. Looking around the crime scene, there was not a soul in sight. 'Twas I who smashed up all this stuff, or had there been a fight? I speak of a wrath of a girl undone. She once, I speak of the wrath of a woman scorned. Next time, don't touch my candy. Scene.
Don't touch her candy now. Don't touch her candy.
Point taken.
You've all been warned.
Yes.
Don't touch her candy. Don't touch Dad's last piece of chicken. Leave her stuff alone.
Please.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
all I want. Hit it. I hit it for a reason. So if you find something hidden, that was for me. That's all I'm saying.
So, did somebody actually do this to you? Maybe
yes.
it
happens every year.
Is this what messed up your day so far? Did someone touch?
It probably did. Unconsciously. That probably what got the snowball rolling. Because when you got your mouth set and ready for something, like I don't know if y'all, what is it? Harlem Nights, I think. Harlem Nights. It's an old movie, but you remember that part where Delarice said she had her mouth all set for some orange juice?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't know what it is to have your mouth set. My mouth was set for some candy, and it was gone.
Yeah, it happens all the time with me. Last drop
you
of
gotta have a better hiding place.
Oh, trust me. These are ninjas.
You figure it out.
Ninjas. Okay.
I'm gonna recommend some therapy,
Ninja Warriors.
I'm gonna recommend some therapy. That Alexa, that seems pretty extreme. I think somebody's gonna catch the brunt of your violence if they're not careful. They come at you the wrong way one day, it could end in their demise.
We know the great thing about that is nobody will ever know.
I mean, you kind of just made a confession up here. I mean, you're not helping your case, right?
No. Just figuratively speaking,
I don't know nothing. I'm not testifying for nobody. I'm like, I don't know nothing.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a friend in the making.
Who said what? I don't. I wouldn't know. That wasn't me.
If the reward money is enough, hey, I'm just saying I might speak. If it's 6, I got bills to pay, man. Shoot. I'll turn my dad in at this point.
Quick side note, since we on the subject.
What's up?
The latest greatest, I'm on my Netflix. You got to watch the movie called The Trip. The Trip. It's good. So, anyways, it's about a couple who I can't give it away, but the couple cabin that the husband owns, and it gets crazy. It's perfect holiday season. It's not too, scary for the people who don't like scary movies, but it is action and it is violence.
Okay.
But talk about people snapping.
I'm gonna look that up.
You talk about people snapping. You talk about people.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I watched it today.
we're going to do the next segment, and there's some stories where I can understand if some people did snap. So we're going to do the next segment called
Leave It
or Medicated. Leave It or Medicated. Leave it if you want to keep, if you think the story that we're talking about is just fine the way it is, or medicated if you think something's wrong with the story and something should be done to fix it. So the first story we're going to go into, anybody a fan of Dr. Dre?
Yeah, I mean, I like his music. Yeah.
Early Dre.
Wow, there's too much of a pause there for y'all. Ain't fans. Y'all.
Early.
I mean, he does
never
stuff
stopped
on the radio, right?
Yeah, I mean, not like he did back in the 90s, but you know. So you stopped?
No, I said I know he never stopped. I stopped. So that's what I'm saying. I like early Dre.
Yeah, early Dre. I mean, you still be a fan. You know, Marvin Gaye died, but you know, you still be a fan. You know, years later. You know, but it doesn't sound like y'all are huge fans. But anyway, let's go into this one. Let's see if you're a fan of this one. If you want to leave it or medicated. For the story, Dr. Dre was at his grandmother's funeral. You know, mourning, the death of his grandmother, and then some service processor or process server gave him some papers for divorce from his estranged wife, Nicole Young. Would you leave it or medicate this situation? Reggie, you go first on this.
I'm gonna medicate that situation because, even though I know you knew it had all the makings of a funeral. You don't just walk up on somebody house and not know, because you got the purple ribbon that's outside. That's the first thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you got the hearse. I mean, you know what a hearse looks like, right? You got that. Mm-hmm. And then you got people wearing all black. So I'm pretty sure there was some identifying factors that gave them the idea that maybe this might not have been the best time to do it. But he probably had his mission on his mind. Yeah. But yeah, that was tacky as hell. Should have waited.
All right. Alexa, leave it or medicated?
Let me see how long I can roll my eyes before I answer.
Not too long.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is this. No, not at the article. And it looks like he walked up to the casket. Now that's disrespect to the whole family. But I will say this. Petty equals petty. Savage equals savage. And if you follow the story, he's been petty and savage about dealing with these court issues. So if you know for a fact somebody's going to be somewhere, you can't be mad. Now, when I did it right at the ceremony, no. But maybe I would have had a little stakeout, wash his ass before he even, or maybe when he was walking out. Not during the service. I do got that much respect for the family and for the dead. But if you are that petty to where I have to catch you, petty equals petty.
Okay. So are you going
to I done heard all kind of stories with this. So, you have to put it all together. You can't just look at one incident. The girl been trying to get her clothes and shoes back. You got the thoughts in the house, walking around in the Chanel sandals. Come on now. It's getting ridiculous. So and you was married to this woman for years.
Are you going to leave it or medicated, though?
I'm going to leave it.
You're going to leave it the way it was. Okay.
All right. It didn't have to go that far, but it is what it is.
Reggie's going to medicate it. Les is going to leave it. I'm going to medicate it because, two wrongs don't make a right. They can do bad. They can do as bad as much as they want to. It's not just involving Dr. Dre. If they have been petty between each other, now you're involving the children of the family, the aunts and uncles, and the grandmother who died had nothing to do with this. So I'm a medicated on this one, on this particular instance. I understand where you're coming from, but damn, that's
it's done.
Evil crap.
It's done.
That's cold.
I said I wouldn't have did it at the service. Hold up. Disclaimer. I said I personally wouldn't have done it at the service.
That's what I'm asking.
But no, I wouldn't have done it like that. But if that was the only place I could possibly catch you,
he's a public.
And you've been acting crazy and not cooperating, I mean, my life is turned upside down. I'm going bankrupt. You know that?
Trust me, her life ain't upside down.
Yeah, she ain't going.
That girl had a different lifestyle.
She had a different lifestyle, but she ain't going bankrupt.
I would have caught
She
him
got
before
a-
he got to the church. I mean, maybe I would have cut him off at the red light. I don't know. I wouldn't have did it at the church.
That'd been
Okay.
better.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm not evil now. Come on now.
I don't know, woman. I don't know, woman.
You're not helping
No,
you.
I'm not evil. I'm not. But you know,
All right. Next story.
Leave it or medicate it.
Okay. This one has me a bit triggered here. And this comes down to the falling of society, I swear, since phones have, well, social media has come into society. Okay. This woman in Philadelphia who was harassed by a guy. I believe it was on a train, if I'm not mistaken. She was harassed by a guy, and the guy was, groping on her for like 40 minutes. And then he raped her on the damn train while people just watched and turned on their phones and recorded it. Not one person, as far as what the article says, called 911. What kind of life do you want to get from a situation like that? Reggie, would you leave this situation or medicate it?
No, I'm gonna give it some Xanax. I'm gonna give it some Lexapro. I'm gonna also give it a Valium.
that's my favorite.
And a whole bunch of other things. Because honestly, I mean, come on, like it don't take much to dial 911. And in most instances, it's free to do so. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So the people that were videotaping it, it just, yeah, that you right. That whole train need to be medicated, but you know that's triggering for me
Oh, what's
also because
up? That's my boy Keith.
hey Keith, what up? No, but that's a little triggering for me too because I know a couple people who've survived sexual assault. One being my sister, and fortunately, she was a survivor of it. And even though he admitted doing what he did, unfortunately, they still had to go through a trial. So not only does she have the trauma of what happened, she also has to go through the trial process. And all these people, it's just there's no way around that, and I just can't even fathom that. When I saw it and I read it, my heart dropped because I was just shocked that how far we've gone down in humanity that we would see somebody in duress, let alone being sexually assaulted, and pick up our phones to videotape it and not call 911. Doesn't make sense.
All right. Alexa, leave it or medicate it.
I'm.
Speechless.
She's speechless.
I don't even have the words. I don't even have the freaking words. Medicated is too soft of a word, but
I think
that's the vocabulary we were given, so I can't even. Exactly. Okay, we need to medicate it. We need to sedate it. We need to castrate it. We need to mandate it. Because honestly, think about this, and I'm going to make this a real quick point. They just made a law to where if somebody gets an abortion in the state of Texas, you can be a deputized citizen just because you know about it and collect a fee. You can go get some money because you know of somebody who went and got a dang abortion, even though it could have been incest, it could have been rape. You get a reward for that.
That's true.
But there are no laws about people taping an actual live rape.
Right.
This is America.
Right.
This is America. Okay, that's all I got to say. Medicated, because if I talk anymore, I might spin off of control. So let me just stop right now.
Well, I'm going to medicate it. I don't even know who I'm more. I guess I'm more mad at the rapist, but it's just like, how could you just sit there? It's not just the recording part. It's just not doing anything at all about it and just watching it.
You can't be too mad at the rapist.
It's like watching a public stoning, but except she didn't do anything wrong. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, and I looked that up, and Alexa, to your point, I was trying to see if there was actually like laws against not helping someone.
There's not.
There are in some places. It's not a lot. Let's see, Wisconsin. If you know that a crime is being committed and that a victim has suffered or may be suffering bodily harm, you have a duty to call police. Minnesota has the same thing. Rhode Island and California. In Florida, if you witness a sexual battery, you need to immediately report the offense to law enforcement. Violation of this law is a first-degree misdemeanor.
Okay.
And that's about it. Not. She was in Philadelphia, so they have no such
So
law.
she wasn't covered.
No, she wasn't
That's
covered.
so crazy. And apparently it went on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how long, but it's just disgusting to think that it could go on for more than 15 seconds before somebody say, let's whip this mother's ass, I mean, a crowd of strangers should have banded together and whooped his ass. The police shouldn't even have nothing left to book. He should have been a bloody pope by the time they even got there. Yeah. So,
I mean, at the least, if you're going to say, okay, that's none of my business, and you just turn away, why are you turning your phone on, though?
Yeah.
What kind of light is that getting you? That's why
honest, they should get charged with snuff porn.
And then on top of that, they had to bypass the app. You see my phone app right here? It right there. They had to bypass dead and then go into the video, which is over here. You can't see it right there. Mm-hmm. They didn't go here, but they went here. It's like, come on, what are we doing, people? Come on.
That's evil on another level. I'm sorry. That is evil on a totally different level.
I just don't get it. I can't believe people just sit there and just watch that happen.
It's just one of those stories that makes you think like that really happened. Like, for real, that was the headline that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's crazy. I don't know. And no, I'm not as mad at the rapist because the rapist is a rapist.
No, I'm mad at the rapist too.
I'm pretty angry at him.
And he's being true to himself. Throw away the key. Well, the people who are supposed to be normal. The people who are supposed to be normal is who I'm pissed at. Because this dude just got out of jail.
They're normal, though.
No, well, I mean, of course, the rapist is the main person at fault, but I'm just saying, he just got out of jail. He had already been raping people. He's a rapist. Right. He got the name tag that says, I'm a rapist. He's a rapist. So that is what he does.
She said name tag.
I mean, he just got out of jail. He had previous.
Yeah, true. It's true.
Is so you can't be surprised and outraged at somebody doing what they do. I'm surprised and outraged out of the people on the bus.
Mm-hmm. They could be just rapists that just haven't.
Who are you? Dean?
Right. I think honestly,
I mean, they see he's raping. It went for a long time.
We bring up this idea of, desensitization. And I think this is just an example of that, being desensitized because of the things that we see. I mean, the last year or so, I mean, we've had a racial reckoning. And, with the whole Me Too movement and all that other stuff, you think that people would be more willing to come up and say something. But I need to know what was those people's thoughts on that train. They should have just got everybody, lined them up and say, what's your name? What's your name? Okay, we're going to be in contact with you because we need to know why you didn't report it. So.
Right.
Their thoughts were.
Release those names.
Their thoughts were popularity because like, hey, look at many people came to my page and saw that I put this up.
That's crazy.
I feel like
that's going to live in infamy.
I don't know.
This girl's life just got destroyed for the whole world to see.
I don't even know if they care. That's I think they're probably happy about that. That's sad that that's going to live in infamy, but I don't even know if they care. Some people think any kind of fame is good fame. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't worth it.
I'm like, if that was your daughter or your sister or anybody like that, your mother, you would want to put hands on everybody on that bus. Okay, the rapist is a rapist. The rapist is a rapist. Somebody gonna slit his throat. He gonna get what he get in jail. All right, that's already done. Now, all these other people on the bus, what? They need to be recognized. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. course, I don't know if everyone has watched. I know Alexis watched it. Reggie, have you watched the Closer by Dave Chappelle?
I did. I watched it.
Okay, and
Mhm.
you see, there's a bit of an outcry. Uh, a lot of the Netflix employees have, took a
Mhm.
stand, and they're having protests
Mhm.
against, the comedy special. Pull up a
Mhm.
video right quick of it.
What do we want? Accountability! What do we want it now? What do we want?
Okay, and then here's also this other guy that was at the protest. Just he stood out like a sore thumb.
Why are you breaking my sign? Why are you breaking my sign? Don't have free speech rights? Don't have free speech rights with all of you? Oh, look, he's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! Oh, you want me to drop my weapon? Yes. Okay. In me. There's my weapon. We're not going to have anything. I'm not suppressing anything. We're trying not to have anything. I'm just here to say that jokes are funny, people. Dave Chappelle's a funny guy. I love Dave.
Okay, I love Dave. I just want to say jokes are funny. All right, so we did a poll. We did a poll on, for people in the audience who want to see what everyone's thinking. If they thought the closer was offensive to trans community or LGBT community. Did you think that what he said in the comedy special was wrong? Let's see what we got with the poll. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that whole thing. Oh, it's a little bit cut off. Let's see. 53%. Oh, I'm sorry. 53 votes. 52% didn't think there was nothing wrong with what he said. And there was 49 votes. 48% thought his jokes were hateful. Okay. With this protest going on, do you think the people who are protesting, let me move this out the way, the people who are protesting Dave Chappelle's closer, do you think they're all right with what they're doing? Do you think, or do you think they're overreacting? So, Reggie, would you leave it or medicate this situation?
So I'm going to medicate this situation. And for someone that's coming from the LGBTQIA plus community, I have to say that I know what it's like to be marginalized, not only for being an African American man, but also being gay. Microaggressions that I get on a day to day basis, especially when I'm just embracing my husband. So I get it. Now, me as a gay man, I watched it. And initially I was like, okay, what he said, I felt wasn't hurtful, to me. But when it really started to gain traction, I realized that when you say stuff, and I say this often, unfortunately, when you say things, you can't control how people receive it, right? You put it out there. The only thing you can talk about is your intention. And intentions, everybody has intentions. They're like assholes. Everybody got one. So at the end of the day, if a specific group of people or a person specifically who happens to be a part of that group say that they're offended, we should listen. You know what I'm saying? It's not about canceling David or Dave. I'm just calling him David like I'm his friend or mom. But it's not about canceling David. It's not about canceling Mr. Chappelle. It's really about no. It's really calling people into the conversation and saying, "Hey, what you said offended me, and this is why." And it's interesting because for me initially, I was headstrong and I felt the same way. Like, okay, yeah, he didn't say anything wrong, but I'm also not in the trans community either.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that he might have said isn't, might not be an issue for me. And yeah, I agree with some of the things, but at the end of the day, trans people are saying that they feel some type of way. So we need to ask them what specifically, so we can close that gap. Because what we've had is people who are ardently, for Dave, having a platform saying jokes are funny. And on the other side, you have people who are saying, I'm hurt. This hurt me.
Yeah.
And I just want you to acknowledge my pain. That's it. So, it's not an issue of people being able to say and do what they want. We all know that, speech is free until it ain't, right?
Right.
And people have the right to say whatever they want to say. But when you have a public platform like that, you have to understand that sometimes, even though your intention is a joke, not everybody gets it, So what I would have liked to have happened, and what I did after I watched it, I went back and I started listening to those folks. One person that I follow, his name is David Johns. He's in the National Black Caucus, and he does a lot of things that are trans related. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but Black trans people are the most murdered when it comes to the LGBTQIA plus community. Yeah. So the thing about it is when we have these spaces, for example, LGBTQIA, what do you see? You see white people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when he speaks from an experience that is completely and solely of the white experience, it erases the Black trans women who were murdered for just existing. And we have to acknowledge that, and that's really the bottom line. It's not about people just choosing to make their own decisions and say what they want. We all know that we have the right to do so. But what we don't have the right to do is to tell people how they should feel about something that you didn't even get.
Right.
And that's the bottom line. We should listen. What's your issue? Let's talk about it. That's something that he should do, because it took them going out and protesting. And I feel like that's their right. They should do that. That's what you do when you feel like the status quo isn't working for you. That's what Martin Luther King died for us when it came for equality. And unfortunately, with us being Black, we also have to have that extra layer of also being counted out as well, because ain't nobody gonna look out for us the way that we look out for us.
This is true.
And we have to understand that those microaggressions that a lot of straight men, and I'm sorry, Mr. Big Red,
you speaking.
Some of my good friends are straight, but a lot of, unfortunately, Black straight men are the ones that are speaking the loudest with their disdain for this particular topic.
Mm-hmm.
And that just shows that there's always been a rift when it comes to trans, Black trans, and straight males, and how they view what trans is.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm very passionate about that, because I get it. And people don't want to have, they want to have these arguments, or not, they want to have these spaces to be able to say what they want to say. But the thing is David has already gotten paid. Dave has already gotten paid for it. He didn't got his money. He don't care how well it does. He ain't got to promote no more. It's done. He didn't got paid. Mm-hmm. But these people have to deal with that same hate that is being spewed to them every day, saying, oh, well, he said that he's not transphobic, so what you expect?
Yeah.
Well, just because he said it didn't mean that it didn't affect me in that way. You can make your mouth say anything, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if I'm getting hate messages and inbox messages saying that I should kill myself because of me speaking my truth about Dave Chappelle, then we got an issue. And that's what we need to focus on.
All right. Alexa, are you going to leave it or medicate it?
Well, he didn't ever say if he was going to leave it or medicate it.
He said medicated.
Oh, no. I said medicated in the very beginning. Like,
okay. My bad. I was just going to say, like, dang, my bad. I'm going to leave it. And the reason why I'm going to leave it is because of this. I feel like their fight is with Netflix. I am an artist first. I'm passionate about art. And, I'm at the point now, like, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I don't know, something happened. Something hit me upside the head or something. But I just reached out. I don't give a point in life. So that's where I'm at. And I've been happily there for the last couple of years. That said, art is very important. And you got to realize that if you don't like a certain art display, you can unsubscribe from it. You can look away from it. You cannot patronize it. That's how you fight that. If you feel like it's a fight, I don't feel like it's a fight because think about it. It's a comedian. Okay? It's a comedian. If I had my dream body, if I was 150 pounds soaking wet, ripped up abs, curvy body, beautiful shape and everything, and somebody said, let's go against this comedian who's shaming BBWs, I'm gonna keep it real. F him. That's all advice I'm gonna give you. F him. But that ain't my fight. It's not. Because it's a comedian expressing themselves in art. Now that you can go and talk about Dave Chappelle, all of the community that's mad at him, they can do a whole special roasting his whole life if they want to, and nobody could stop them. Nobody could stop them. So there comes a point where you have to realize that like that. And now he's trying to tell people that he had this close relationship with this trans person. So it's not like he couldn't possibly just hate all trans because he has this close relationship with a trans. So there's not a way. So there's no way he could just hate trans people. Obviously, he wouldn't have been this close to this person. And then her family is vouching for her. Her family is vouching.
But what you're saying is the equivalent of white folks when they say they have black friends.
Black friend, I do.
It's not the equivalent because the equivalent is
it's the
what have you done for black people? It's not about look what he's done. Look how he's helped her, and the fact that she couldn't even get that type of help in her career from her own community.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though, and that's that again. I understand exactly what you're saying. So if you see me rising up, that's not because I'm taking an issue with what you're saying, right? I just want you to understand that that's just how I process stuff. So I don't want you to think that I'm getting mad at you, Alexa, at all. But I will say this.
I don't. No, I've had this argument 10 times.
Right. But I will say this, even if that's the case, we have to understand that our words matter. Words matter. We can't go out here, especially when we have a platform like Dave Chappelle does, and be all willy-nilly about the things that we say. We have to have care and concern behind the things that we say. I take having this platform seriously, because what happens is, and what, we have to understand is that people lost their family members and their friends to identify as what they identified as. So yeah, they're going to be sensitive. You have to understand that not only do we have the baggage of being gay, we also have the the baggage of the stuff that we took from our parents, the microaggressions that they put on us, and all the baggage that we carry, for just being Black in America. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. So we can't use the blanket statement of saying, well, he's an artist. He's still responsible for what he says, and he has to understand, and I'm sure he knows, which is why he responded in the way that he responded, that what you say do affect people, because the same thing that he talked about on his special, saying that this is what they said that hurt me, he did the same thing to them. They're saying that he did, it's basically being done on both sides. All I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, we should at least be able to have a conversation. Whether you, just like you said earlier, I think it was before we started, you might not necessarily change my mind, but you hear where I'm coming from. And that's where I'm standing firm on. Like, all this other stuff don't matter. We just need to talk about what the issue is, what they feel the problem is. Yes, they can go and make a special. Yes, they can roast Dave Chappelle, but that's obviously not the answer, because people are dying on a day-to-day basis for just choosing to be trans and live their lives out that way.
And to that point, and to that point, just for instance, you wake up in the morning and you see on the headline news, unfortunately, unfortunately, great comedian taking his own life. They found him in a hotel room, and his suicide letter says this: yada 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 yada. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I just wanted to honor my friend. What about his life? And my
But the
thing is
thing
like,
is that's not even the conversation. We can infer that, but we have to talk about the things that actually happened. You know what I'm saying?
what
He didn't kill
what
himself. He
I'm
hasn't killed
sorry.
himself.
I'm a
I
little
just
bit
want to.
more. I'm a little bit more spiritual when it comes to looking at life's problems. So you got to understand that that's a whole nother conversation that we don't have time for today. Different perspective, and so you would have to understand that perspective to understand me. And I will say this: I will say that I will always sympathize with them. I mean, I have given trans people their first makeup. If you don't know this about me, I was a makeup artist. I mean, I still am kind of freelance, but I was a makeup artist for 12 plus years. So some of my best clients were people who couldn't wear makeup at home, still living with their parents. It's not about having a phobia towards them. You know, those are some of my best drinking buddies back in the day. It's about the fact that you got to realize that like everything hurts. We are on in a hurtful world. Everything hurts, and you can't judge somebody's delivery. Like their fight is with Netflix. That's all I'm saying. The fight about it. If the people are
Yeah.
mad about the content that Netflix put out, then they need to write letters to Netflix. They need to unsubscribe. They need to say, we don't want to see any more material like this. We want to see you take it down. It's not with Dave Chappelle. It's not.
But the protest is exactly what's happening there. They're using that as their way to start the conversation in terms of how do we fix this going forward? You know what I'm saying? So although I agree with you in very many instances of what you're saying, and I don't want you to take anything away from me, but at the end of the day, the same conviction that you have with defending Dave Chappelle, I don't see that on the trans community side. No one's advocating for them and asking them how do they feel. We're just wielding this wand of anger and saying, well, he said this, and you shouldn't be offended. Those are the only two conversations that we're having. We're not having a conversation among the people who are saying that they're hurt and finding out why. And that's all. That's my point.
Okay.
Well, just quick correction. Offended.
Right quick.
Don't ever. Everyone has the right to be offended. So I'm just going to say that I never will tell somebody how to feel. You feel how you feel. You own that, and I do defend that. I actually do, like ferociously. So it's not that I'm saying you don't have the right to feel like that, and you don't have the right to protest. But I just, at my core, I feel like their fight is really with Netflix and not Dave Chappelle, because this is a part of life. He didn't pull them jokes out of his ass. He pulled it out because he's a professional comedian and people laugh at them. So the only time people are going to laugh at something is because they can relate in some manner. If they couldn't relate in a manner, Netflix wouldn't even put the special on there. So we have to just be a realist that it's a product.
Let me get my part in. I haven't got my part.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir.
I forgot this was a pre-segment. This is not even a real segment.
Right.
Okay. I'm sorry.
All right. I hear both sides of what y'all saying. I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction. I'm going to leave it, but here's why. In this specific instance, I don't know. Do any of y'all remember the guy? He was on Seinfeld. His name was Kramer. I think his name was Michael Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
You remember he got in a bit of trouble years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said the N-word. He talked about hanging niggas from trees, shit like that. I get that. That to me, that sounds like hate speech. There was like nothing bringing people together at all with that. And that's why I say there's levels to this. When I heard this special, to me, I felt like this was more inclusion than separation. And here's why. Because Dave does joke on everybody. The Asian community, the Mexicans,
everybody,
black people.
Yes.
He goes in on them, and with the level with what he was joking on, and I'll have to say too, this special part was a little bit different than most of his special, because this one, it felt like a conversation more than just a stand-up special. So it felt a little bit more personal than any of his stand-up he's done previously. But to me, it felt like if you're not going to let me joke about it, and I don't, I mean, that's why we're having a conversation. I don't feel like it was hateful. But again, that's why you have these conversations. I felt like he did them like he would do anybody else. And I felt like that was a way to bring people together. Because if I can joke on you, hey, then I can joke, like a roast session. Like, if you
Right.
you tell your mama jokes and like, hey, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it here. I didn't see it. And like I said, maybe you can relay what he said that was really hateful. I didn't see what was hateful, what that would make, to your point where you were saying, yeah, trans community has the highest murder rate of any demographic in America. I didn't see anything really that could really be taken as this person's not a human, they deserve to die. Compared to Michael Richards thing where he was talking about hanging people from trees.
Right.
I didn't see anything where he was saying these people are not human; they are less than. I mean,
and my point was more or less about the people that are in the comments that are defending David, who are going to these people's pages and like, for example, T.S. Madison. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
I love
T.S. Madison.
I've been following her for years.
The thing about it, there was a point she was actually talking about. She said she wasn't going to talk about the show, but people were, in her DMs talking about, you're not a man, and how, being hateful in that way, trying to discredit her, her woman, or you're not a woman, discredit her womanhood, and using, Dave Chappelle's special to be able to spew that hate. I ain't saying that it's right. And a lot of times people who have those thoughts and those feelings and they say those things, they're not rational people. So I'm not going to even introduce rationality into it. But what I'm saying is that was what I saw, in terms of the conversation. What I heard, and you asked the question, could you tell me some of the things that I felt was trans? I cannot, because I too am not trans. Right. I don't know what was hurtful, but what I did hear is that there was a group of people who said, hey, I'm hurt, and I need to talk about this.
What did they? I mean, you said you've had conversations with some. Like, what did they tell you?
Can they pick out a joke?
Well, it wasn't a specific joke. What I, initially what I said in my dissertation, because I know I went long, I said that they were most of the Black people that I felt that I listened to, because I look for Black spaces for us, especially when it comes to these kind of communities, because we have a different experience than most people, because we're gay and we're Black, or we're trans and we're Black. So, a lot of what I heard was they felt like he was lumping being trans as an overall white experience. Those publications and those people saying those things were not us, not Black folks that were saying that. That was those white publications that don't see us in this instance.
Right.
And they were saying that they felt like they were being erased from what trans is, when in reality, the downside of it is we are killed the most when it comes to trans. Mm-hmm. So there's no way to have trans and not talk about our experience without acknowledging our role in it, And that's what their point was. Mm-hmm. I'm not listening because he ain't talking to me. And because he didn't acknowledge my experience, that's why I have a problem.
But can everybody acknowledge every experience every time? This girl was actually his real friend.
Right.
So he was passionate.
I get that. In some instances you can. But you try. Especially Dave Chappelle being the person that he is, you should try. At the end of the day, like I said, he didn't got paid, so he doesn't have to try anymore. And I'm not saying that's the answer to it. What I'm saying is at this point, what has happened is we've created a division now where two people are ardently on one side and they're ardently on the other. And there's and he's able to go back to Ohio and live life.
Yeah. Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing quite fine. He's doing quite well.
I gated community. Nobody
allegedly, we'll see how his life goes after this. But
they're not. They didn't cancel him. They're not going to be able, because David's done a lot in our community. He's done a lot in our community.
I feel like it's that kid that keeps saying, you don't include me, you don't include me, you don't include me, you know. Everybody's sitting around the table.
That's hurtful.
Everybody gets a cupcake. Everybody gets a cupcake. But guess what? When
That's
everybody has to go to
hurtful.
timeout, you don't get to sit there and keep playing with the toys either. Are
But
you a
we
part of
acknowledge
it, or are you
that can
not?
be, but that we have to acknowledge that when, you know, if you're hurt by it, then that's an experience that I carried with me,
Right.
and that's going to be a chip that I'm going to have on my shoulder. So it's just about acknowledging other people's place. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. You got it, Mr. Big Red. You going on, sir?
I get it. I just felt like that was, if anything, that seems like that's bringing people together. But I felt like that was bringing people together. Like I said, I don't know how. Like I said, I don't experience everybody's experience, and I totally get what you're saying, Reggie. And you're absolutely right. You don't know how everybody grew up and what everybody's experiences are, and so they receive things differently and they process things differently. So, but I just felt like that was something that brought people together. I felt that way. Again, I could be wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
but I also feel like, you know, if anybody can get it, you know, I feel as long as it's not hateful, as long as it's not,
right,
you know, saying, you know, you should kick these people's ass, or they should be killed, or nothing like, or they shouldn't be included with, you know, the community with.
And I can understand that. I can understand that.
And he has a
that
validated
makes sense.
relationship with this woman. Like, it's not like he pulled it out of his ass for a comedy show. You know, they had been doing shows together. People knew they were actually good friends. So he's mourning in his own way too.
Yeah.
The fact that she felt like she had to take her life.
It definitely was traffic. It definitely was tragic. You're absolutely right. There's no way around it. It was horrible what they did to her. And that's part of what I do on my conversation, that, you know, we gotta, because we are hateful. Because hurt people. Right. We came from hurt, and then we came in this community. We lost our family members, and I said this yesterday. We lost our family members, and then we're forced to have to live life as best as we can now. And to be honest, yeah, people say hurtful things. I've been called fat. I've been called, you know, nigra. I've been called everything in this community. You know what I'm saying? It happens, and that's because, you know, we get hated on, and then we spew out that same hate among each other. You know, so I agree with you guys, Reggie, in that instance.
Let me ask you this, man. Can we find another word though besides? It just seems too strong. Besides transphobic, it just seems anything phobic. It just, I mean, there's some people that it does go with, and I guess you would say they're afraid.
Like phobic.
Or even African phobic. I don't know if that's even a word. African American phobic. I don't know, but I just feel like that's such a strong word for this instance. Like Dave Chappelle, would you call him phobic, or would you just say he just doesn't know everything that goes on in a trans person or gay person's life or whatever? It seems like phobic is such a strong word to use, and it's like, I think a word.
And I think that, you know, when you have a platform like that, you know, hurt people can also heal people. It's true. You right, free. You can, you know, but at the same time too, that's a process. Yeah. It's a process for that. It doesn't happen overnight. But one thing we know that happens in real time is hurt, and it always happens in real time. You know, so the healing process is something that's afterthought, after you've felt it and you've experienced whatever pain has come through it. So, but I mean, I think that just like there's no varying degrees in terms of racism is racism no matter what.
I don't know. I put it
that transphobia.
I put it in class.
I think transphobia is sometimes you got to go to the extreme in order to be able to pull out what the negativity is. And, you know, do I think that some things that he may have said could have been transphobic? Yes. Do I think that Dave Chappelle is transphobic? I agree with you. That is a very strong word.
All right. Let's leave that one and go something a little bit.
You know, that should have been the main topic. I don't even know.
Could have been. Now that I think about it.
Especially having me on. You know
exactly. That should
I'm
have been
thinking about that as we're talking about it. I was like, this part should have been the main topic.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to something a little bit more lighthearted or big-assed, if I want to be more correct.
Okay.
Lizzo in the news again, not for her music or singing ability. she's talking to the haters again and showing her ass, literally.
Fucking asshole. You know what? Bitch, just for that, y'all can kiss my ass again, ho. Kiss my ass, bitch. Kiss my ass, ho. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass, ho. Does it look good?
It looks phenomenal. Come on now.
Kiss my ass, ho. All right. Wait, was my PCO? Wait. Oh, it wasn't. Good.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Mama samu makusa.
Reggie.
Yes, sir.
With her way, the question is with her way that she deals with trolls or haters, as she wants to call them, do you think she's doing the right thing? So are you going to leave it or medicate the way she handles trolls?
I'm going to leave it. And this is why.
Okay.
Lizzo, again, you can spew all the hate that you want, but you can't control how people react to it. You can't do it. So if she want to go and show her ass and smack it and show her crack and everything, I say more power to your sister. But at the same time, too, I get it because, unfortunately, with being fat, I'm not the skinniest man in the world. And my heaviest, I was almost 300 pounds during the summertime.
COVID weight.
People treat you differently. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, pandemic weight.
Mm-hmm.
People treat you differently when you're heavy. Because we've seen Kim Kardashian do the same shit. But we don't see the same.
Taking a shit.
Well, sure. But at the same time, not to that extreme. Okay, you're right. I'm exaggerating a bit, Mr. Big Red. Sorry. But at the same time too, I think that, people, number one, she's Black and then she's fat. So that's there's no way she can win because Black women are often dismissed when it comes to situations like this. They don't get an opportunity to feel what they feel because people feel like they should just shut up and take it and be thankful for the position that they got. Black women are the most disrespected race of people there is out there. So I say, Lizzo, you should have just, made a meme of your clapping your ass together and, sent that to all the haters. And, I would have been happy with it. So I'm going to leave it. I think she's good. Keep going, Lizzo, and I love you for it.
All right. Alexa, leave it or medicate it?
I'm a medicated, and it's not coming from a point where I feel like she needs to be silenced or hushed. I feel like she needs to be loved. And I'm not talking about romantic from a man. I think that her lashing out, and not to get too Twilight Zone on you, I'm a little bit of an empath. So I feel things that come through on the video. What's coming through is aggression and anger. I feel like in 10 to 15 years, she's probably going to regret a lot of these videos. And the truth is, it doesn't matter how beautiful you think your derriere is, no matter what size it is, if what makes you show it is an insult from another person, then there's work to be done. Now, if you were just posing for a portrait because you just love the way your ass look, now I can get behind that. I can support you. But if somebody drives you to that point where you expose something that is beautiful, which is your body, regardless if anybody thinks that's beautiful or not, if you think it's beautiful, then nobody should control that. Nobody should have that controller. And so with that said, I'm going to medicate it because I think she needs actual real love, because I think what she's showing right now, it's a pseudo confidence. It's not real. It's not authentic. It's not authentic confidence, because authentic confidence doesn't do that. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
You said that. I give you that one, sweetie. You did that.
I am going to medicate it because I just can't.
Let me wait for what you're about to say. I'm sorry. You got your stuff together. Like when you about to say, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna medicate it because there's a level of decor you should have if you're trying to make a statement. There's a level of respect that you should have if you want people to listen to you. If I were to see Martin Luther King going out in Bermuda shorts and a straw hat doing the march or whatever, people were not going to take him as seriously. If Coretta Scott King was out there showing her ass during the march, people are not going to. Rosa Parks, if Rosa Parks were to show her ass right before she get off the bus, like, y'all can kiss my ass. Now, she might have wanted to do that. Y'all can kiss my ass. I am not going to sit in the back of the bus. Kiss my ass, and literally showed her ass. People are not going to take that move and say, you know what they're going to say? Look at those animals. Look at how they act. They don't deserve to be on the bus anyway.
Yeah.
If Lizzo is trying to get people to believe that we should respect her and respect, big women and stuff like that, she's going about it the wrong way, because there's a lot of people who don't have, they're her size, who don't have to do what she does and get the same respect as a skinnier girl. They don't have to dress how she does. What is her name? I can't even think of her name right now, but it was an R&B singer, but I'll get it later. But you don't have to do what she does. You don't have to do these antics. If you really don't care, if you really have that kind of confidence, it wouldn't even matter. Everybody who's a celebrity has something bad people say about them. Any celebrity, you can pick any celebrity. Someone is out there is going to find something to hate on them. So people are not really, I wouldn't say picking on her. That's just the world we live in. And with social media, it multiplies it, because if you're just going through the comments looking for something bad to read, you're going to find it. Stop looking for it. If you have enough fans, as she does, I'm sure, based off her talent, which it seems like this is overshadowing her talent. This is what I hate the most about it, is she's a good singer, she's a good music writer, and all this stuff is overriding it. It's overshadowing. I don't even know. I could barely tell you anything about her last song, because every time I turn around is her crying about somebody picking on her. Everybody goes through that. And I know, and I'm saying, I'm not in her shoes. She has the right to feel the way she wants to feel, but go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Go in privacy. Go get therapy. Go talk to your friends. Just go talk to somebody in private. You don't have to show your privates. And that's not even a full video. She actually was on the toilet at one point doing number 2. I was like,
yeah, right.
Nobody's gonna respect you.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, nobody's gonna hear.
There's a video where she's on the toilet.
Yeah. No, she says she was doing it. Well, I heard she was doing number 2, but she's been doing number 1. Who knows? The equipment's a little bit different for y'all. But my point is, nobody's gonna respect or hear anything you have to say when you act like that. Have some respect for yourself, and the respect will come. Not from everybody, because everybody is not going to like you here on Earth. That's just the way the world is built.
It's pain. It's pain.
I believe you.
Yeah, I hate it.
I never considered that possibility.
Jill Scott. That's what I was trying to think of, Fredo.
Oh,
thank you, Jill Scott. I swear to God, I was thinking the same thing. Somebody needs to get a hold of her and walk her through it, because there's one little correction I want to make. It's not about her making a statement for big girls. She's trying to make a statement for big celebrities. Okay? They got whole fan pages and sections in the, Fashion Nova. It is nothing about that. Everybody likes what they like. You got some people who would never look at even an average size girl, let alone a skinny girl. So, people like what they like. It's not about the BBWs of today. Now, I can't speak for the males, but for the females, it don't matter what size you are, okay? You good. As long as you keep yourself up, you wash your tail, you comb your hair, and you do what you got to do.
Any size, right?
Exactly.
Wash that tail.
Any size, you in the running. So it's not about that. I think she wants to make a statement for big celebrities, or I should say plus size. I don't even like the word big, because big for who? She could meet somebody who's 6'5" and 50 pounds bigger than her. So you can't say what's big or small. Like, every couple is a couple. or whatever. Every link is a link, whatever it's gonna be. The thing is, if she finds somebody that's comfortable with her, that's it. Now I don't know if she's having problems in the love department, and now she's channeling that out. But I don't see a confident girl. I don't, and I'm close with a lot of BBWs who are confident, and I can tell that's not how it looks. That is not how it looks when they're confident. Even when they're telling somebody off, even when they're reading somebody, even when they're roasting somebody, even when they're reading the rights to their funeral. Okay, like I know for a fact that is not what it looks like. She and some grease for her scalp. That's what she needs.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the last part of leave it or medicate it.
Leave it or medicate it.
All right. Somehow this is still related to the other stuff we talked about. Demi Lovato. Any Demi Lovato fans?
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. Kind of lukewarm on that one. Not as big as Dr. Dre fans, so.
Early Dre.
But
Early Dre.
Demi Lovato has come out for the rights of aliens. She has said that we need to refer to them as extraterrestrials because aliens is a derogatory term and should no longer be used for potential otherworldly visitors. Reggie, my man, in case these aliens come here, man, are you going to call them aliens or anything else? Are you going to leave it or medicate it?
I'm gonna kick this story out the park, more or less, because until Black folks get their just due in this world,
thank you.
I'm gonna call them aliens, whatever I want to call them, because they smart enough not to know. They smart enough not to come up in here because they see the stuff that we going through. That's why we ain't never seen one. You know what I'm saying?
Away from us.
So yeah, I'm gonna throw this one in the trash can if I can, which means I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it where it is.
All right.
And that's all I'm gonna say on this.
Alexa, would you like to leave it or medicate this?
Oh, the tango web we weave. I'm gonna say leave it because she need to get somewhere and sit her ass down. And to be honest with you, I am. I'm keeping it real. I'm with the community. I'm with the shit. I'm with the ET shit. Okay, I'm in all them groups. All right. So I know for a fact that, these conversations are happening. I do my own research. The government has their own little, they already have a protocol. I mean, didn't they not announce, what is it called? Space Force or whatever? While Donald Trump first got elected for that. They already have exactly how they're going to address them. Okay. So Demi, just sing your songs. But my thing is, like you said, until we can stop people stop people from using the word this and that, because first of all, they're already ahead of us. They already ahead of us. They're not going to be, just think about you going to a business meeting and a little kindergarten comes up to you and say, "Hey, stupid." You might say, "Where are your parents at?" But are you really going to take it to heart? That is the mindset of these extraterrestrials when they do make themselves known. We are so freaking remedial. They could have been demolished us, okay? So you got to remember the fact that they're so ahead of us. They're not going to be offended by somebody saying alien. They
don't even know the English language.
That's what I was saying. Thank you.
They're like,
we're not even in preschool.
What is that?
Compared to them. They've already mastered time and space travel. And we still sitting up here, trying to figure out who did it and why. So they're not going to be concerned with how we refer to them. If anything, we need to be hoping that they're benevolent and not malevolent. That's all I gotta say.
Benevolent. You better say benevolent.
We could be.
You better say that word.
What?
I said you better say
that's what
benevolent.
We need to be praying for.
All right.
Yeah, benevolent. We need to be praying for that they're benevolent, because trust me, it's both sides out there. Y'all better start watching these documentaries. Y'all better start watching these deathbed confessions. Some of these generals and these the one from the 60s and 70s, they dying. They dying and they making their little deathbed confession. They telling the truth. You better start watching these documentaries.
I may have to start.
They letting all the secrets out. So
all right.
Anyways, yeah.
Am I gonna leave it or medicate it? I'm going to medicate it. I'm gonna go a step further. I'm medicated because it's just stupid. Medicating something. We're worried about changing the term. We're calling something we ain't even never seen. And you got people right now here. We ain't even fixed that issue yet.
That's
for
true.
A lot of marginalized, disenfranchised people. And furthermore, why? Who knows how we know they're going to take offense to that? You know, I thought about a lot of things that have changed over time that were derogatory terms, and we've changed the terms for it, but it doesn't change the meaning. It just changed the term, like, because the person's still the same, right?
Yeah.
You can't say. I'm gonna say just for a reference point. You can't say retarded anymore. You know, people, they've changed that.
Yeah.
Mentally handicapped? Is that the term now?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. But to me, that still sounds bad. If someone can still use that as a put down, right?
Right.
They're like, oh, you mentally handicapped. They're not using it to say something positive. You know, and I looked at a list. There's a long list of things that they've changed. You know, stuff has changed over time where you can say and can't say anymore. Like, let's see. And some I get. Like blacklisted. They want you, don't want you to say that anymore. They want you to say banned. You know, barman, barwoman. They just want you to say bartender. Okay, I get stuff like that. Okay, cripple though. They want you to say person with a disability. Is that really, going to help out the person? You know, like, oh, if I call somebody a cripple and then I change it, like, you're a person with a disability. That still sounds harsh, right? Let's see. What's another one? Deaf. Of course, you've probably heard this one. Hearing impaired. That still would seem like that would hurt someone's feelings if you want to like get at somebody. Mankind.
But they can't hear you anyway, so it won't matter.
Oh, I didn't say it.
It's the intention behind it. I don't care if you call them a beautiful human being. They're going to feel your intention, and they're going to know you're insulting them.
Right.
There she goes.
It's your intention behind it. They're going to keep changing these words. They're going to have a new batch in 10 years. They're going to have another batch 10 years after that. And they're going to have another batch 10 years. They're going to keep swapping them out. But the truth is, as long as enough memes get made, enough people say they get bullied, enough people say this to get that. Because I told you my family had a respite center growing up. And the technical term was retarded. And I was like so cautious about using the word because I thought it was mean even at that age. And I remember a mother picking up her son and she was like, well, he's retarded. And I'm just thinking to myself, like,
oh,
my mouth just dropped open. I was like, you did not just say that. And she was like, no, that's what it is. He's retarded. And I'm just like, I knew from my own training and my own family company, we don't use that word. Yeah. But the mom was saying it and she just said, no, it's okay. That's what it's called. He's retarded. And I was like, okay. I'm still not saying it.
Let me go through the word. I got, okay, Alexa, someone just said, instead of you're the black sheep of the family, and they said you're an outcast, does that feel any better?
It don't.
It don't.
Because I am the black sheep, and I am the outcast. And I wear it proudly. Where's my crown at? I got a crown right there. You want to put my crown on? I wear a
bad one for, schizo, person with a mental health disability. Now, this is too many words, but still.
Yeah.
Schizo's easier.
That's not, but you're not.
Just call me a schizo and get it over with.
You're changing the person's attitude by just switching the word with something else. It's like, I don't think you can call people homeless anymore. I think there's another word for that now.
Houselessness?
I guess. I heard there was a different word for it. Okay, here's another one. Prostitute. That's the old one. Now you got to call them sex worker.
A sex worker.
Yeah. How? It means the same thing.
Welcome to Jocelyn's Cabaret.
That was a good impression. That's a good impression.
Every desire will be fulfilled.
Say Stevie.
All right.
I'm here to please you, baby. Stevie, why you not love me, Stevie?
That's her.
Do it like it's your B-Day. Do it like it's your B-Day.
Watch your mouth. Watch how you talking now. You gotta watch
I
how
love Jocelyn. I'm sorry. I love Jocelyn. I knew she was gonna rise to the top. I knew it. That's why I was just like, girl, just do these couple seasons and get your spinoff.
But what I was saying is like, is it really helping to change these words? Like I
It's
said,
not.
you know,
It's juggling. That's it.
what I
Juggling.
always say about what people have done with the N word. They couldn't say nigga on TV anymore, and they just found something else. It would say something like thug or something like that.
Right.
Just to replace it. It means the same thing. They'll just find another word. The dictionary is too big. They can find different words or make up words or make up into to make up two words into one. They'll find something. You got to change the
or emojis.
Emojis too.
They'll find an emoji now.
you have to change the mentality of the person. The word ain't gonna do anything. You know, that's why I never liked the the chick that used to date Kanye with the bald head.
Amber Rose.
And the slut walk. Like it's like they're just gonna find.
I remember that.
If they still do it. Do it every year. And it's like
really? They still do it every year?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They do it in Canada. They do it in different parts of the United States. But just because you change the word, you're not going to change the mentality. Change the mentality and the word will come.
It's true.
Yeah, okay. With that was the end of that one. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty of this one here. There's a story. This 61-year-old guy.
Oh, Lord.
61-year-old guy who just recently married his 18-year-old goddaughter. It's pretty much as soon as she turned 18, they jumped the broom. And what's wrong with that? Well, there's a lot because if he married her at 18, usually there's a courting process. There's some dating, some grooming.
Mm-hmm.
And when I initially heard about the story, I'm like, dang, he probably met her in high school, and that's probably when he started trying to, date her and stuff. And then I found this picture here. And I was like, that was
oh, wow.
That was her as a child.
Whoa.
And then that's them married. The bottom picture. Then and now. So I don't know when he groomed her. He groomed her. Yeah, it's bad either way when he did it, but and I also found out that he used to date the mom. And then they broke up, and there was some point where she went missing when she was a teenager, and I saw some posts where they were looking for her and stuff, and he put a post up like, if y'all find her, please let us know. The mom's like thanking him, like, yeah, thanks for whatever he said, thanks for help looking for her daughter. And of course they eventually found her, and I don't want to say live happily ever after because that's just disgusting, but you got to watch your damn kids out here, man. What in the world would possess anyone of any gender, or what would possess anyone to date someone with that big of a age gap?
Yeah,
I think the court in these situations, the court needs to intervene, and they need to make him and her both take a lie detector test, because if it shows he was messing with that girl underage, he needs to be prosecuted. I don't give a dang how happy she wants to be, how much they want to be together. You don't know what the hell he was doing to that girl. 9 times out of 10, he probably de-virginized her. He probably been hitting that shit since she was 14, 15. And let's just keep it real. Because you're not going to marry nobody 18 that's that much older than you. You got all these young dudes out here. You 18. He probably didn't let her date no high school friends. He probably didn't let her have she probably didn't go to no school dances.
Mm-hmm.
He probably had her like them dudes had them little girls in Iraq. When they get them fresh out the dang, as soon as they get on their period, now you got to get married. That's probably what he was trying to do to her. And I'm sorry, I feel like the courts should make them do some kind of counseling or a lie detector test and make sure he wasn't touching her, because the truth is, if he was, her mind is warped. which means he was there since, you see, when he was there.
Well, yeah, he was there.
You see when he was there. So that's what I'm saying. At some point, you don't know how he infiltrated. You know, she could be going to some dang college right now on a scholarship with her little high school sweetheart, but this dude been messing with her ever since she was 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I'm speculating, but I'm just saying a lot of times this is how it goes because I've seen this type of stuff come out. You know, unfortunately, in the most unsuspecting places. In the most unsuspecting places, these stories come out, and you find out that the perpetrator have been doing little stuff since they was preteens, sometimes even younger than that, and they just basically feel like they own them. They feel like they own them, and they don't want them to, you know, even talk to other people. Just like that one pastor in freaking Atlanta. Now I don't know what the heck they settled. They came to a settlement. Like, what was his name? The one that had the two boys, but he groomed them young.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Eddie Long.
Yes, he groomed them young, and they both came out and said that he started discouraging them from talking to girls or boys. He started discouraging them from going to any school stuff. He just wanted them to be right around him in church only. And obviously, after some years went by, you know why. Because he wanted his own little personal play toys.
And you know, Angelo actually read my mind because he said Stockholm Syndrome. The way I was going to explain it is when you're abuser, when you fall in love with your abuser, you know, and that's exactly what happened. You know, she has fallen in love with her abuser, and she made a immature decision at 18 years old to be with somebody who is 43 years older than her. And I mean, there's some distance in age between me and my husband. My husband's 53 and I am 40. Yeah. But I met him on the other side. Like, I was 35 when I met him, not 18.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had done experience everything that I need to experience. I didn't experience life and all that other stuff, right? And I was old enough to consent. So, you know, for her to do this, you know, I know the mom probably felt exasperated. She probably felt like there was nothing she could do, you know, because she's 18. You know what I'm saying? So that was the one thing, and that's how the court looked at it as well. You know, unfortunately, but you know, it's just unfortunate. You know, I'm more interested in wondering what his mindset was. You know, that he decided to you know, to do this, because we obviously know that she's immature. You know, she's not able to make informed decisions. Because at 18 years old, you ain't gonna make no decision to be married to somebody again that's 43 years older than you. Like, that's not logical. You know what I'm saying?
That's why. Because she can't make decisions.
And I know at 18, I was, you know, if I thought of a 30 years old, I thought that shit was old as fuck. I mean, personally. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I thought 30 was old as I
You good, cuss.
So to even think about a dirty, nasty, smelly, bald 61-year-old man is just nasty.
Trying to say you don't get it. You ever heard of that? Like, old people, when you were little, like, yo, you can't mess with that old guy. He's got worms. He'll give you worms.
Yeah, he got worms.
Not worms. Oh my goodness.
He got everything you can think of. She can't think that that's beautiful, because when I saw his picture at now point in those years, he looked like a situation that I would even want to be a part of. Not even for sugar daddy purposes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
the main thing is age of consent.
I'm gonna pray for her. That's what I'm gonna do.
She did not consent. I don't give a damn. The first time that man touched her, I can tell you she was not old enough to consent. Well, case closed.
Yeah. We know some places the age of consent is 15, 16.
Well, they're in this place.
Yeah, that's 17. true. That's true.
They're in this place. And in this place, you got to follow these rules. So I feel like she, no possible way, was old enough to accept his advances. Now, I don't know how far they want to dig because there might be some real ugly skeletons they pull up out that closet. I mean, they might find out he was really abusing her when she was really young, which would be sad.
Yeah.
Which would be sad. But then again, he might have just groomed her in the mind, until she got old enough.
Since birth, yeah, he's been definitely grooming her.
And
you know what I'm thinking about?
At some point, he made a bad decision.
That man old enough to remember when deodorant used to be powder. You know what I'm saying? You had to put the powder under the arms. You don't remember that? Red, you don't remember that? I know you remember Tussie.
I remember Tussie was still around.
I think my grandma, somebody had it. Yeah.
He was of that realm. Like, let's put this in perspective. 1960, and she was born in 2003. 2003, she was born. This dude was in the 60s. Sweetie, civil rights was still going on.
God damn, not civil rights.
I got an 18-year-old niece.
Pictures in black and white.
Martin Luther King was still living.
Ain't that crazy?
He was
I got an 18-year-old niece. If she would have married a 61-year-old man right now, she would have had a group of gorillas on the way to his doorstep right now. And when I say a group of gorillas, no offense. But I'm talking about my brothers, my cousins, my second cousins, my third cousins, my uncles, my great uncles. If she would have just got married all out the blue right when she turned 18 to some, she would have had a caravan. He would have had a caravan of primates.
Integration hadn't even happened. Integration hadn't even happened when he was born.
You're right.
That's
you
crazy.
Know what I'm saying?
He did something to her.
No,
and it's sad. It's sad. It really is.
And that goes to also show you too. A lot of people think it's the boogeyman that goes out there and goes and gets your kid. It's usually the closest people to you. Statistics show it's usually someone you know. With pretty much everything. Robbery, with murder, with rape, molestation, it's usually someone you know. Not how movies show it, where it's just some stranger that attacks you out in the dark. It's usually someone who knows, who's following your every move. So you got to keep your eyes out on everybody, because I mean, all family ain't family. Just because you blood don't mean people won't screw you wrong. So I don't know what the mother was doing during this time where she didn't see it, because, like I said, she had a relationship with this guy,
which is really crazy.
And he has 3 other kids that are older than her.
My mind is giving me Precious vibes. I'm sorry, it's giving me Precious. Okay, it's giving me Precious vibes, and I just don't like the mother dated him. Now you just get old enough. Like, I'm sorry, I'm feeling all kind of Precious vibes. Somebody give him a lie detector test and throw away the key.
Lock him up. Throw away the key.
You can't. Live fit is not going to be admissible.
Yeah, will in certain states. Well, regardless, how about they just ask her? But she might just admit it.
But she probably ain't. She ain't gonna admit it. She gonna be like, I love him, and that's my man. She done married this. She done went this far at this point.
Right.
That's why they need to do mandatory counseling, and they need to actually show her what groomers do, so she can second guess. Wait a minute. Was I groomed? That's what she needs to do. She needs to go through some counseling and really digest what she's been through, because her trauma started a long time ago. And it's still going on.
Trauma, though. That's the thing.
I give it 2 years.
It's sad.
I don't know. I don't know. If he is supplying a lifestyle that she's so much coveted, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you is father issues. That's why, and I think because she didn't have a father growing up, and I think that's what she views him as, and as her protector. Even though the irony is he's nowhere near that. That's what I think the main thing of that is. Yeah. Now she made a post about it, responding to her haters. Let's see if we can pop that up.
Lord.
No, actually he did. Mike made
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm the only nigga in this town that have married a young woman, but since it's me, they gotta have something to talk about. Look like you little girls are jealous of my wife, but keep on promoting us. I love it.
Whoa.
You know,
Calm down, Mike.
that's a eye roll emoji right there. That's what that is. Let's get the hell off the internet right now. Because you're incriminating yourself right now.
So
sir.
maybe mentally on the same level. That post puts a lot of things into perspective. The fact that you would even make a post and use that type of language, they might be mentally on the same level. He might be a little slow. Because why would you even address you how old? You how old again?
The same.
This is how you address the public. So
he old enough to know better.
He is. I mean, he's the same. He's about to get retirement money now. It's the same reason. It's the same reason why you had those
little girls are jealous.
It's the same reason why you got
your
people out
Social
there
Security check, sweetie?
recording rape.
That
It's
ain't
the
no money.
same way. You got stupid people out here to do stupid things, and he's one of those type of people. Let me play this video of her response. Let me see. Play her response right quick.
I gotta see this.
People so fucking nosy, dog. Wanna send me goddamn friend request and shit.
Locked for 30 days. So I'm in Facebook jail right now. But since y'all want to go on his page, we just gonna settle this shit now. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be done with this shit and let y'all little ignorant ass, no class assholes talk after this shit. Me and my husband, we're married. Me and my husband ain't going nowhere. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give two fucks at that, not even one, about y'all opinions. Y'all on here talking about, oh, I'm just stating my opinion, I'm just stating my opinion, I'm just stating. It don't mean shit to us. So why the fuck waste your time and energy and your motherfucking time out of the day and your life to sit up here and keep on saying it? That's your opinion. We don't care. At the end of the day, everything is done. We're legally motherfucking married. I'm 18. I'm grown now. Talking about, oh, you just a baby. I'm 18, bitches. I moved out my mama house when I was 16. 16. Fucking 16. What did I do? Get a job. Pregnant and all, working. Pregnant. Fucking working. At 16 with no motherfucking body. I ain't had nobody. My mama was a druggie. Nobody, never had nobody. I'm not saying this to show to have no sympathy or looking for sympathy. Nobody sympathizing with me. This is not what it's for. I'm just letting y'all know that I don't give a fuck about y'all opinions. They don't mean shit to me. They don't, because at the end of the day, everybody have a life to live. Okay, so what? He's 46, not 50. Thank you. He's 46. Half of y'all motherfucking mammies he probably fucked half of y'all motherfucking peoples. Probably fucked your mammies. And you got y'all daddies mad, and some of y'all motherfuckers mad at him because he on his shit and we both on our shit. And the fuck, y'all just mad because I'm happy. Deja always gonna be happy. No, y'all hoes thought that I wasn't never gonna be shit because of my past. That's what the fuck y'all thought, and I proved y'all wrong. That's why y'all hoes really mad.
Yeah.
It goes on like that for like another 30 minutes. So I had to.
There you go. She said it all. Her mom was a juggie. She had a bad
girl,
past.
You did that shit. You told us everything that we needed to know to realize that your ass didn't have the information needed to make a informed decision.
You did not understand the assignment.
Yeah, you sat down somewhere, girl. Go on.
She didn't. I'm sorry. That's sad though, because she going hard for him too. And one day she's gonna wake up in her 30s and realize she was a victim.
It ain't sad because she old enough to know better. I mean, at this point, if you didn't care, then why are you addressing it? Same thing you said with Lizzo. If you didn't care, why are you addressing it? Why are we here? I don't understand. You don't care, but you Then been on this Facebook Live for 45 minutes telling me about how I'm jealous because he done fucked my mama and my damn daddy and my sister and my cousin too.
What a dynamic. Good gracious, right?
So who's the
When we
baby's
talking
dad?
about Antoine Dobson earlier today, talking about, hide your mama, hide your wives. Yeah, that's what happened with him. When they were talking about people, they were talking about him. He was raping everybody out here. He was a hide your husband, man. That's who that was.
And she wasn't exactly forthcoming with the age being right? What she said, he was not.
He was 46.
So he's only 46.
Well, you look at this here. This is where he went to jail some other time. If you kind of do the math on it, this is
hell no, that motherfucker old as shit.
54 years. 2014. Do the math. Add 6-7 more years. Birthday hasn't hit yet. That would be 61.
Okay, so you carry the. Okay, so you do 7. You carry the one that go on top of the 5, and then make 6. So now you got 60. Yeah, that's 61. Yeah, that's what that is. But damn ridiculous. Is that in Florida?
Do she know? She might not even know.
No,
you're right. She might not know.
She might not even know his real age.
Is that story out of Florida?
I don't know, but it would make sense.
Lord Jesus, my state, Lord.
Goodness. Florida just straight does stuff all the time.
Lord.
Let me look. I would not be surprised. Y'all Floridians, y'all don't know what's up with you.
You know what's so funny? Is we have this thing in Florida called Florida Man. Basically, whenever they have to publish those stories, that's why you hear those weird things. Mm-hmm. And I actually worked with the dude who was who was a Florida Man, who was he was arrested for soliciting a prostitute with chicken.
Huh?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he was like, "Hey girl, how you doing?" She was like, "Oh, what's up, baby?" And he was like, "I ain't got no money. I got the 2-piece chicken right here. You want some?" And she was like, "Bitch, I'm a cop. Quit playing. Get out of here."
Man, how do you? Oh man, that's embarrassing enough to go to prison or jail for trying to get a prostitute. But what you in here for? I tried to give this prostitute. You ain't have no money at all.
That's what his ass get.
Go home, 2-piece.
You could at least came up off of $40-$60 like these chicks is accepting.
He said, "Girl, this is from Popeyes, girl. You don't know how good this shit is, girl."
I got some extra hot sauce for you, girl. Hop in the car.
Girl, you gonna get this dick and some chicken, girl. Come on.
I got 2 biscuits for you and a bottle of
water.
Girl,
you know you like that spicy chicken. He had the spicy chicken before the spicy chicken came out.
It's about to get spicy up in this car.
You don't even know.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
Said, well, she didn't sound too educated. Thank you. Exactly. She was not educated.
She's only 18.
Well, even 18, she still was a little bit like, I don't know. I don't know if she kept going to school. I don't know if she kept going to school after she had a baby, because she said she moved out when she was 16. Like, when did she actually have the baby? Did she have a baby before she moved out?
I'm gonna guess so.
So she has a dad that's not there. You got to add all this up, okay? This is calculations. Okay, it's principalities to this shit. So it's principalities. So you got to add all this shit up. She said she had a baby. She moved out when she was 16. When was the baby born? Because if the baby was born when she was like 13, 14, while her mom was on drugs.
No, I think the baby's only like 1 year old. So. Nah.
I think she said she had it at 16 or something like that. Like
okay, recent. So she moved out. Mm-hmm. She never said he was the baby's dad. So I'm thinking, like,
from the story I've read, I think he is. Yeah.
Oh, he's the baby's dad.
You better shut up.
Well, if he's the baby dad, then he already guilty.
Let's see. They have okay, maybe I'm let's see. You guys, this girl's 18. She's married to a godfather. They have a 2-year-old daughter, and he has 3 other kids from someone else.
They have a 2-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm. So that's at least. So now you got to put the 9 months in that 2 years too.
Exactly.
That's true. That's
from
true.
18.
So you was hitting it, like I said, when she was 15, and her mom was on drugs, and you probably swoop in like, I'm gonna take care of my responsibility. Who knows how long he was messing with her before she actually got pregnant? You know, he could have been making her get abortions. You never know.
I just keep thinking of just baby powder and damn Brute and cologne. Ugh.
What kind of cologne though? What kind of
Brute, honey, Brute. That old man shit.
Reggie, are you old enough to remember? What was that? That Blue Star ointment? You remember that? You ever heard of that?
It sounds familiar. It sounds so familiar to me.
Well, use it for like ringworm or something like that. I remember for like a lot of things. Ringworm was like one of them.
That name sounds so familiar to me. Like my grandma used to say.
He was the one that used to say, "Go on, put that bleach on now." Go on, that was him. He was that guy. He was the one that came up with home remedies. That's how old this motherfucker is. That's. Whew. Oh, Jesus.
What the heck do you want with a 16-year-old? Because that's how they got a 2-year-old daughter.
Easy. What Reggie was talking about earlier, she can't make a great decision for herself. He wants control. That's what it is. It's all about control.
It's about power.
He don't want to date someone that's older and they know who they are and they got their own things and like, I don't need you. He wants somebody he could control. And that's why they go. I would imagine they go after young children because they're easily controlled.
Because they can raise them up to be what they want. Just like that one, what's his name? Woody. Right. What the heck his name is? Woody, who married his adopted daughter.
Oh, Woody Harrelson.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Same thing. Pictures of her when she was a little baby.
Mm-hmm. They adopted her and he was grooming her since then.
They still married, ain't they?
Yeah, they still married.
Yeah, they still go to Knicks games and appear hand in hand and stuff. So, yeah.
I thought you was about to say, Red. They still go together.
No.
They still go together.
Remember? Let's see. I read an article about her last night. The Mary Kate Letourneau lady. I think she was from Seattle.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
she died.
Yeah. She died last year, a couple years ago.
I did not know she died.
I think in the beginning of 2020. I think
she had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Remember she had.
The kids shouldn't be grown though. Shouldn't they be still like in school?
No, them children should be grown.
You mean their children? Their children?
Yeah, them children grown.
Probably.
Wow. Was it that long ago?
That was 96, 97.
Damn, was it that
long? About 22, 23 years old.
Mm-hmm. Dang, that was the myth. See, now I'm from Washington, so I feel real old because I remember when that story came out. Oh my goodness.
All right, shit. That's crazy. I don't know.
It's nasty. Just say it's nasty, Red. It's nasty.
It's nasty. I just legally.
Because she got out of jail and went back with him. She got out of jail and went back with him.
Yeah, she was in jail for like I think 6 or 7 years, and when he turned 18, they got married and they had a kid.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if he stayed the whole duration of the marriage.
No, they got a divorce like maybe 4 or 5 years before. I think she passed away, but they, obviously kept in touch. I mean, at that point, y'all in battle to each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
because they had like
you
at
went
least
through
2
all
kids.
That. Yeah. You don't went through that. You don't went to damn jail for this man, and he still waited on you. But
wow,
get out of here.
That's love.
No, that's grooming. It ain't no better.
That's
grooming.
Nasty as shit.
Can't find no.
And she was a teacher.
She don't get no pass because she's a woman. She was a groomer and she was nasty and she did the wrong thing.
That's true. Okay, let's wrap that up. Reggie.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming on the show. Before we go though, again, let's have it where we can find Reggie's expressions. And when I don't know if you do live or you just do recorded?
No. I just incorporated the live element into it not too long ago. So yes, we do live. The shows that I did with Keys Ali, shout out to him. Shout out to the homie. Keys Ali is a great guy. He was he just found me on Facebook, or I was on one of the support groups or whatever, and he needed a co-host, and he was doing his Just Another Week Live thing, and he was, that unfortunately fell through, and he's like, you know what, I like you. I'm I want to help produce the community series. So you can we did a 3-part series. The second one is in rotation. We have our third episode on the 26th that's going to be coming out. You can find that on YouTube, Reggie's Expressions, spelled exactly the way that it is here. Okay.
Right now.
So yeah, Reggie's Expressions. My podcast is on all of the podcast platforms. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, Google,
iTunes.
Google, iTunes. Yeah, all those places. And now you can actually embed your podcast onto Facebook. So if you have a Facebook page or you have that, you can embed it into there as well. You can find me also on Reggie's Expressions on Facebook. Again, it's the same guy that's in this picture right here. My husband did it.
You got a shirt, so you could just put up to the camera.
I actually have a red and a black one here. I wore this intentionally, but I you know. But you can also find me on Anchor too. And you know, my intention really is to try to make sure that I put content out there that educates people and also, you know, create thought and, you know, conversation. And I really do my best to safeguard, you know, the stories that people tell. So the people that you saw, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to them real quick. So Frida, Angelo, Sam, my husband, Carlos, all of you guys have been commenting in the comments here. I appreciate each and every one of you. But they're part of my support group in making me strong and helping me put out that content up there. So shout out to them. And you know, you're an inspiration too, Mr. Big Red, simply because, you know, there are not a lot of guys out here who, you know, like yourself, who, you know, give a platform to us, you know, black and brown, you know, folks. And I appreciate you for that. The first time I came in contact with him was talking about, you know, a gay topic with him and Keys. And, you know, they just created a space for me to be able to explain myself and didn't have to. Right. So I am hugely indebted to him for allowing me to participate in his stuff. And Alexa, you know, you say stuff that's a little controversial, but I will give you this. You do not back down.
I'm sorry.
No. I love it. And, you know, it's my friend Frida said it definitely makes for a good show. You know, if everybody got on here and they agreed, then, you know, it'd be a different kind of show. So, but yeah, Reggie's Expressions, shout out. Thanks, Free. But Reggie's Expressions on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Anchor, all of that. So that's where you can find me.
All right. Let's give a clap for Reggie for coming on the show.
Yes, it was a pleasure meeting you. I had a good time because we was kikiing the whole time. I feel like I already know you. We was chilling. Yeah. I felt very comfortable with you. So it was definitely a good show.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And, you know, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I reached out to Red early. It's so weird because they call me Red, so I feel like I'm calling myself. I reached out to Red and he was like, hey man, you want to be on the show? And at first, when you text me on Sunday, I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, I did say Thursday. So yeah, so that's why today just got away from me. I was supposed to go get my Apple Watch and I was like, nah, I gotta make sure I'm here to do this show. I told this man I was gonna be here. I'm not going, you know, mess up this opportunity. So
I appreciate it.
Oh, Angelo want me to say he want me to shout out him, but I shouted you out, Angelo. Yeah, Angelo's my co-host.
All right, he shouted you out.
Okay.
Yeah, Angelo. You know, I don't know if you're gonna make it this season. We still in the process of talking about that, so I'll text you and let you know what I feel after this. Okay? No, I'm just kidding. He's a good guy.
You get fired from here.
Nah, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Shout out to unemployment.
But thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
No problem, man. We can have you on some other time when you got some free time, not getting that Apple Watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it tomorrow. I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow. So, you know, after I get off work, that's the first thing I'm gonna do.
All right, man. Appreciate it again for coming on. Appreciate
it. Red, sweet dreams, everybody.
Hold on, we gotta sign off first. We gotta sign off. We don't go no first. We gotta sign off. Go off. Okay, appreciate Reggie for coming on the show. Alexa, thanks for coming on the show again, giving your side of opinion here. You might got some side eyes and you might got some new fans, but at least you got people watching. I'd like to thank everybody who came in and watched the show. You come in to get some hostile therapy, not because you want it, but because you need it. And we will see you on the next podcast. Peace out.
Peace out.